Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank the Committee on World Food Security and the President of the UN General Assembly for convening this important event. As long-standing members of the CFS community, we are especially pleased to see it facilitating such a conversation. Many factors are contributing to the food crisis we are experiencing today. We began losing ground in the fight against hunger because of the combined effects of climate-related disasters, armed conflicts, and economic shocks. This was supercharged first by the COVID-19 pandemic, prompting sharp upsurges in hunger and poverty, then by the global effects of the war in Ukraine. As you have likely heard today, the World Bank warned this month that domestic price inflation continues to rise around the world, in many places at double-digit rates. While FAO's food price index has begun to nose downward from the record high it reached in March, it remains nearly 28% above its value of a year ago. Our fertilizer remains unaffordable and unavailable for too many small-scale farmers, and rising fertilizer prices disproportionately hurt farmers in developing countries, where agricultural inputs account for a far greater proportion of their returns. Everyone is feeling the impact of these price spikes. While the crisis is global, it's catastrophic for people in many parts of Africa and Asia. The World Food Programme estimates that in East Africa alone, the combined impact of rising fuel and fertilizer prices could erode food security for 6 to 7 million people by the end of the year. The greatest impact could be in Ethiopia, with a 21% decline. The communities most at risk often share one thing in common. Smallholder farmers, frequently women, supply most of the food available in local markets and generate the income needed to purchase food. Yet they have been neglected for decades. The moment we are experiencing today demands a global response with significant support for agricultural development and nutrition. We applaud the range of initiatives that have been launched in recent months to mitigate the effects of this evolving food crisis, including the Global Alliance for Food Security, the Farm and Agricultural Resilience Mission, the International Financial Institutions Joint Action Plan, and the African Development Bank's Emergent Food Production Facility. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is proud to be your ally in these efforts. Long-term investments in smallholder farmers are essential for building sustainable, nutritious food systems. That includes helping farmers adapt to climate change. That is why donors must not only respond to this current crisis, but also deliver on the COP26 commitment to double adaptation financing by 2025. 2 years ago, research carried out by FAO, Center for Development Research in Bonn, and by the Foundation's partners from the Ceres 2030 initiative found that donors must roughly double their investments in food security and nutrition if we hope to meet the Sustainable Development Goal of ending hunger by 2030. The researchers analyzed decades of agricultural research data to give us a blueprint for a better system, identifying best ways to support smallholder farmers. They recommended a concrete package of evidence-based interventions, like empowering those excluded from markets. And they highlighted the importance of ensuring that farmers have access to innovation in seed and livestock systems, soil and water management, digital farmer services, and early warning systems. The evidence tells us that investment in innovation is key to unlock and address the needs of smallholder farmers to build resilience. But we also know that we must make sure that resources are available for countries to scale these investments for their own people. This crisis is causing pain for billions of people, but it can be an opportunity to take on the even bigger problems that make us vulnerable to food crisis. Experts warn us that crises like the ones we have faced in the last few years may become more frequent, not less. We believe that work starts with unleashing the enormous potential of smallholder farmers to help the world build a more sustainable, resilient, and equitable food system.